Today I bring a little tutorial on what buildings are the highest priority, what buildings to focus on, and why. Firstly, you focus on leveling your castle, because your castle itself unlocks all the new buildings. The most important upgrades are on level 11, the training ground, because this will eventually become your primary blue diamond income. After that, level 14, the merchant ship. You will want to start trading as soon as possible and do as many deals as possible, because at higher level you will get a lot of free resources from it. After that, the iron bank. There is not much priority to upgrade it fast, but this way you can get at least 10,000 free diamonds each month. Of course, the quest rewards from upgrading the castle to level 25 will be very helpful. By then it's a small push to upgrade your wall, your warehouse, your barracks, and the rookery. Now getting to castle 25 is quite an accomplishment, but your end goal is getting the Maesters Tower to 25, and that requires a lot. Most buildings will not be that hard to upgrade, but others will require items you need to buy with blue diamonds. To get there, you need to save up all your blue diamonds, and I mean all. Get your discipline up, don't look at the Mariners Hall, and don't speed up anything using diamonds. First up is the Bannerman Hall. Especially the rally leaders in your alliance need to focus on getting the building to level 25. This way you can do better rebel camps and bring in more free loot and diamonds for your alliance. After that, the dungeon. This building gives a nice buff in damage when you're holding prisoners depending on your highest prisoner level. And then the Hall of Faces. This building gives a massive buff when you execute a lord for 24 hours. To make sure you don't waste diamonds, just buy a battle codex, a book of confession or a mask of the faceless man whenever you can. They are 15 blue diamonds each. The market, warehouse, and your rookery don't have the highest priority to get to 25. You want to focus on growing your city. Becoming a warrior so soon will only slow you down massively. The blacksmith to 25 is not a bad idea due to the extra slot you unlock, which means more buffs. If you can slot another accessory, you can build faster or produce more. With that being said, let's move outside the city, because there is where the real mistakes are made. When you are a new player, you might have an abundance of resources. You never really need them or maybe don't even gather. At least that was my experience. In my alliance there has been two types of fights amongst alliance members when it comes to resource nodes. Fight about gold mines and fight about diamond mines. Both can get quite nasty as people rush to them and kill each other's troops. The only time I ever went for gold mines was when there was an event requesting it. Even when I needed to unlock the level 10 army researches, which were 120 million gold, I had plenty of gold, because I stored plenty in the Alliance Bank. For your main resources, iron, wood and stone, you can make a choice. Balance your production or go hyperfarming. Balancing your production means you build one farm, always one, because you keep your grain at 0 else your troops will eat it, and build an equal amount of lumberyards, quarries and mines. Let's say 5 of each. The other choice is called hyperfarming. Hyperfarming is when you focus all production on one type. Combine that with the right talents and you could produce much more of that one resource than you possibly could if you'd focus on 3. Mainly because then you only need to spend 85 talent points on that specific resource instead of 3 times 85 to maximize production on 3 nodes. So if you produce 300,000 per hour on one resource, if you add the production 3 talent that gives almost 300%, you get 900,000 per hour. If you would focus on 3 types, you would need 3 times more talent points to get only 300,000 production of each. As soon as your production reached capacity, you stop producing that good. This is the time you send it to the Alliance Bank. Others in your alliance will hyperfarm the other resources and do the same. However, I do suggest you want to build at least 2 of each, except farm again, to have a base production for your city. On all the other spots you focus on one resource. A lot of players use hyperfarming in combination with alt accounts. As far as I know this is allowed, however it will cost a lot of time. Having several alts hyperfarming and maybe even keep one as storage are alternative methods of making sure you always keep producing, especially when your alliance doesn't have a good banking system. If your alliance bank is the financial advisor, you can keep track of your donations to the bank and what you got back in the transport log. An organized alliance can use this to make sure everyone's city keeps producing and also make sure that the enemies don't plunder cities with a great amount of resources. Alliance leadership will always ensure the bank stays bubbled. This will cover your base resources. Now, I've seen alliances demand of their players to build as much as possible hospitals, and that is the worst advice you can get. In the spots where you can choose between barracks, mints or hospitals, you focus on your other essential resource, gold. You just build mints. You have one barracks in your city wall, so you don't need additional army tents. When it comes to hospitals, you have to make a choice. Are you a warrior? Do you have a large army ready and do you fight at least once a week and spend real money to become stronger? Then make sure you have at least 6 hospitals. Are you not? Do you want to focus on growing your city and you haven't unlocked tier 4 troops yet or are not even close to it? Then you build mints. Focus on mints, at least 10. Build around 2 to 4 hospitals outside your city. Keep your army small, enough to gather. Be able to send a full army to rally and don't spend any diamonds or normal speed ups on troop training. Mints give 20% training speed and 2% total attack and are much better than hospitals for your growth. Stay bubbled. You will train at a rapid speed even without investing anything in it. Even when you lose troops, you will retrain them much faster due to the massive amount of training speed. Also, mints are incredibly cheap to build in comparison to hospitals. So later you will start swapping them out. But you are not a warrior yet, you need to focus on growth. When your gold dragons reach warehouse capacity, put the gold in the Alliance bank, it will be safe there. And when you really need it, for example to unlock the level 10 researches, your Alliance will help you by sending your gold back. Don't sit on it, because your city will stop producing, so in the end you lose a lot more. When you need 120 million gold for your last research, and you already have donated 500 million gold in the past 2 months, your Alliance will be more than happy to help you out. Now when it comes to talents, you have always your gold dragons, you have always your research, and when you're hyperfarming you will always have your specific resource as well. With your city producing so much gold, you don't have to gather gold and you can focus on getting your champion set legendary. This will help you so much, especially the accessoires. Gather, but gather grain, wood, stone and iron to get the bonus items. You produce massively, you don't need the gold at all. Now even when you have 500,000 army in tier 3 and you get murdered, you train so fast through all the mints, you might lose 300k troops instead of 100k dead, but you are no fighter yet. Your focus is getting your researches done. Your focus is stockpiling for the future when you really need it. And believe me, if you want to train tier 4, you need millions and millions and millions. Now once you've become quite the fearsome warrior, and you can set that goal for yourself. For example, research level 9 in all military, or you only need the last 3. Or you're having 2 million elite troops, or maybe just 1 million. It depends a bit on your server and if there's a lot of players with royal troops. Now then you start swapping your mints for hospitals. And your first goal is to balance it out a bit. Say 9 mints and 9 hospitals, because you still need to train army. Believe me, without gold, without training speed, it will take a great amount of money or a great amount of months to get, for example, 1 million of tier 4. So a short recap. First, get your castle to 25. Save your diamonds for Bannerman Hall, Dungeon and Hall of Faces. Balance, usually without alts, or hyperfarm on resource buildings. Mints first as much as you can. After they are all level 25 and you're quite ready to become a warrior, then start swapping them out. Now it might be hard to determine for yourself when you feel comfortable with your army. What I personally had is when I got hit a few times solo and I really won that with about 3 million army, then they can only rally you. I still wouldn't go for more than 9 hospitals, because if they rally me, I will lose so many anyway, and if they solo me, they all get hospitalized the first hit. And if you get hit more often, you probably won't survive anyway. This way you can keep training troops at a decent speed. Now mints give only 2% attack and hospitals give 5% health, so the army buff is better on hospitals of course. So if you're really done with your army and you really think endgame with over 6 million troops, then you might want to go for more hospitals. I hope this was helpful. Leave a like, subscribe, but you can help me the most by sharing some of my tips and tricks in your alliance or your service Discord. Share the tips with others. Thank you for watching.